everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for November 9th, Monday, 2020, 3 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to be doing a call addressing the current, I'd say, political status here in this country. I will be doing that call. I'll announce it here in the next couple of days so that we can clarify some things for people. Addressing the good, the bad, and what has been occurring, how it's been occurring, why it's been occurring, so that people can get a much more vivid understanding from a much higher frequency perspective. And that leads us into giving to get versus giving to give. And one quote by T. Wilson is, "Love is the only thing you get more of by giving it away." There are two types of people in this world. Variances, we'll just say there's two types of people. Those who are ego-driven and those who live beyond their ego. The ego-based person is stuck in a fear-based survival thinking pattern created from societal conditioning and previous emotional wounding. And this causes them to believe that they are separate from the God source. Now, the second type of person is a soul-based individual who knows that they are an infinite being who is deeply loved, cherished, and divinely connected to the most sacred, intelligent source of life, the highest supreme value in the universe. The biggest distinction between these two groups is the relationship each has with their own mind. The ego-based person has not taken the time to stop their mind chatter long enough to look inside, relax deeply, trust completely, and bathe in the divine essence within. The soul-based individual has stopped long enough to feel their wounding drop out of their head beneath their angry victim story and into the heart of their feelings where peace and humility abide. The soul-based individual is at peace with life and shares daily the exquisite experience of deep eternal love that radiates naturally from their core. Now, when you take time to stop and quiet the mind, you will eventually feel this deep, eternal, all-loving presence inside you. Only then do you have something truly valuable to give. Otherwise, your energy and attitude is much like a beggar who has little to offer because the ego's main agenda and scheme is all about what's in it for me. This ego-based mentality lives a desperate life, secretly hoping for a morsel of appreciation by the end of the day. The ego is continuously out to get something because it doesn't see, feel, or believe that it's already connected to an infinite, abundant, loving God source. The ego mind is the begging bull, always on the prowl to get, obtain, and receive that next thing from the outer world that will make it happy. Love is not a quantity, it is a quality. and a quality of a certain category that grows by giving and dies if you hold it. If you are miserly about it, it dies. So be a real spendthrift. Don't bother to whom. Okay. The practice of giving freely to others without expectation of anything in return is a very enlightened state to reach. And when we don't expect a gift, compliment, a thank you, or even a simple acknowledgement from the other, you're liberating yourself from the limiting prison of the ego. The dangerous part only arises in this enlightened giving approach when you get caught in the fear of being taken advantage of. And this again is the ego in a deep disguise. We are all taking advantage of the sun, yet it doesn't mind. It's just doing its service. It doesn't need anything in return. So maybe be like the sun. Be an infinite giving source of lightness for all to enjoy. The sun is the most enlightened source of light in our physical world. Anytime your mind gets wrapped up in feeling needy or demanding, it simply means you've stopped realizing that you have an infinite source of love inside you. And the truth is that the sun never stops shining. Only clouds get in the way of its light. The ego is like a big shadow that is constantly afraid that you won't get what you want. It's always demanding that life is different than what it is. The ego is never happy, constantly complaining, and simply never, ever, ever, ever satisfied. It doesn't know how to relax and be content with what it is. If you receive one morsel of appreciation, a few minutes later, the ego's begging bowl is empty again, seeking the next nugget of love to appease its empty, burning existence. So here's a radical invitation. It is to live a life that is truly free from suffering. So I want you to experience what it's like to be a gigantic ball of love and lightness for you and the world to enjoy. Celebrate your life each moment that you are here in a way that inspires every being in your presence to do the same. So the pure joy of selfless giving yields only ecstatic results in your life. There's no fear, there's no expectations, and there's no attachments. Your ego listens to you, its master. This is a very powerful way to live your life. So you take this opportunity right now to practice refining your giving habit with your friends and family. Become super conscious that every message you give others is the one that comes from the infinite sun within you, not the ego mind. Give up all identification with your shadow side and merge with your enlightened true nature. Be radiant, warm, generous, and full of lightness. The sun gives life to all beings around the world from the warmth it creates inside, which it gives deeply away. Feel this lightness in yourself as you're giving it away to others. And here's another thing. It's not going to deplete you, okay? It is because some people think it's going to deplete them, that if they give it away to others, then they will be nothing. That's, again, the ego. So feel this lightness in yourself as you're giving it away to others, not before. In a few days, you'll either be floating on cloud nine or over bubbling with tremendous giddiness inside. Each moment of this life is an opportunity to know yourself as the infinite source of love that you already are. And the best way to experience it is to behave like the sun and give your light away. Each day, you're given thousands of opportunities to practice. Today, you will most likely give someone your attention or offer them a smile. Try having no attachment to what comes back in return and see how freeing that feels. Then give someone else a positive message, a hug, a gentle listening ear, a generous gesture, a look of acceptance, or simply gentle eyes that say everything is okay. Practice giving for the experience of being radiant, non-conditional, having no expectations like the infinite sun. Each of us were born with potential. We were born with goodness and trust. We were born with ideals and dreams. We were born with greatness. We were born with wings. We are not meant for crawling, so don't. Each of us have wings. We must learn how to use them and fly. Some of that came from Rumi. Remember, we are physically here for a short period of time and have some amazing experiences ahead of us. The best one by far is being the source of non-conditional love, deep eternal love, which we get to instantly experience by giving it away. You see, we can only give ourselves away in two unique ways. As if you were the infinite source or the ego shadow. The more aware you are of how you're giving and what hidden expectations you have, the easier it becomes to let go and radiate unconditional, deep, eternal love to all human beings, to mankind. The big question to ask ourselves is, what do we feel we are missing inside ourselves that the other needs to give you? So what do you feel is missing inside yourself that the other needs to give you? Look deeply, and you might be able to see what your core wounding is all about so it can heal. And the act of enlightened giving is profoundly healing and deeply satisfying. Do it enough, and the ego has to relax its desperate search. By giving love, gifts, compliments, kind gestures, any form of generosity, without any hidden assumption that you'll receive anything back in return, the ego has to let go and surrender. It must find peace within its own home and trust that it will be taken care of in the future ahead. In truth, the ego has nothing to worry about. As the law of attraction states, like attracts like. With every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Since this law is always in effect, chances are 100% that you will receive something in equal or even greater value for what you give away. The only issue is when there is an expectation or assumption attached to your gift. Giving to get something is a form of control and manipulation and comes from poverty consciousness. Only through the enlightened practice of giving from the heart in a non-attached manner will you discover the enlightened path beneath your very feet. So imagine if every one of us, every corporation, small business in the world followed the higher path of giving. Can you imagine how liberated mankind would be? What if your whole community acted this way? What would life be like then? What if you made this into your personal life mission? How many of you get excited about that? How would you feel by the end of your life? The secret to spreading this gift is that you apply it daily in your own life and practice it with everyone. It's highly contagious, and you'll continue doing it as you begin noticing how you feel by the end of the day. So you start your day with looking at how you want to give love to others at work, home, and every moment in between. Do you expect to get back anything from these people? What about those you bend over backwards for? What do you expect to get back from them? What did you believe you deserved to get back from your kids, parents, friends, and intimate relationships? These expectations are where we all live in a prison. They are assumptions based in the idea that we're not connected to the infinite source of love already. So don't miss out on the freedom, love, and joy of what it's like to be an infinite, unbounded soul who is truly alive. In most societies, we will find there's a collective assumed expectation that you should receive money, energy, love, or something back from a person when you give them something. People will agree with you because everyone is afraid of being a doormat. Yet what most don't realize is that they are defeating themselves by living as a small, limited, needy ego trip. The fear of being a doormat causes one to feel tiny and react from fear. And when the God source is an alive presence in your life, all of our lives, we are fearless and we need nothing. We are the sun and the sunshine itself. All the love and warmth that you need is already within you, provided for you all the time. The ego, of course, will not trust in this, yet what does the ego trust 100% in anyway? So when this experience of selfless giving is repeated daily, you will eventually become reborn. You'll get into the habit of it and liberate yourself completely from the needy, demanding ego. Purely giving yourself your love and your life every day will completely free you from any attachment to your past and future. And this creates the experience of the enlightened state. Enlightenment is like a seed that needs a breeding ground to develop. And the vibrant fields of selfless giving are the richest soil you can find. Don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds you plant. Robert Louis Stevenson. We've all heard that more than once. Giving for the pure pleasure, experience, and joy of giving is the highest path you can walk. It's not an easy one at first, as you must constantly take leaps of faith into the unknown. When you give without expectation, only then do you carry the ability to help others find real love, joy, and happiness. You can light up a child's face for hours, and this experience is priceless. When we live in an unbounded generosity, we're enjoying the experience of seeing other people happy, and thus become even happier ourselves. We release all of our patterns of being jealous, controlling, and needy, and experience the pure joy of feeling abundant, rich with life, and free. We are lifting everyone up naturally through living a life that we truly love. Giving for the experience of giving also creates true abundant consciousness in your life. And this practice is what expands your emotional net worth. When you give from true abundance consciousness, you increase the value of you. When you do not request anything in return, you are trusting the universe, knowing it will always provide more. You embody the state of unlimited wealth. We all do, because we're honoring the law of infinite supply. And this means that the more love that we give away today, the more love we'll have to give tomorrow. It's good to know that everything in this life is temporary. You temporarily have use of this body that you're in, mind, and the opportunity to experience life through it. Every second of your existence is precious. It is here to be enjoyed. And when you can share something that you temporarily have with another person who temporarily does not have that thing, this gesture generates feelings of abundance. You then become the divine overflow. You suddenly open to become a channel of the infinite supply, and it pours on through. The giving sensation and pay it forward feeling is powerful and contagious. And the more we give, the more we want to give, and the more we have to give. And eventually, we forget about our ego with its lack, fears, worries, doubts, and concerns that had plagued you your entire life. And in this enlightening giving experience, the ego doesn't get a chance to take the stage. It gets unnoticed. All your previous frustrations and disappointments take the back burner. And in time, all your worries, problems, and issues will simply fade away. The highest reward for an act of kindness is not what you get by doing it, but what you become by doing it. Unknown. So what is the challenge? What is the challenge? Well, it is to be patient on this journey. Because for the ego, it is very impatient and will try to rush you. It will try to manipulate you to think that the other must give something back. The fearful ego is always in the back row, secretly in gear, trying desperately to avoid the experience of being hurt, taken advantage of, stepped on, or live in poverty. The ego does not want to lose control on any level. It does not know the joy of surrendering to the divine. And the greatest lesson here is to acknowledge that you, all of us, are already abundant. The kingdom of love is within each and every one of us. Our souls are eternal. We are already divine. We simply haven't practiced feeling it. Give as much as you can without feeling depleted. Make your life a grand adventure in becoming serene and selfless. As long as you're aware of the infinite supply of love inside you, and by the end of each day, you will never feel depleted. Think of yourself as a billionaire of love, and you're making a new billion love vibes every minute to happily give away. You'll know that you're doing it right when you feel the joy as you practice giving it. You will truly feel fulfilled, and you won't be lost in some past, future desire, wishing you had more of X, Y, Z. And with practice, you'll find this enlightening, giving practice totally transforms how you feel about yourself, this world, and everyone in it. And remember, this life is not about cutting out those people who you didn't get along with, those who have upset you, negated you, judged you, and belittled you, are those who know themselves only as the ego's shadow. They give away negative qualities because that's all they see inside. If you want to help them, start with giving them the gift of gratitude, thanking them for making you aware of where you were still in pain and ego and easily triggered by life. Appreciate them in a way that is sincere and loving. This life, for all of us, is about becoming more sensitive, trusting, and authentic. Being sensitive to the point that we realize we are the highest consciousness itself, the highest, purest consciousness itself. Know that you are potentially a living Buddha or Christ, whichever you choose. Know that you are you are potentially a living Buddha or Christ. Other people's unconscious reactions and negative attitudes will help you see that negativity that's inside you, which still needs to be released. Everything and every one of us is here so we can wake up, enlighten ourselves, and experience even higher states of lightness and happiness. We are here to let go and become one with the divine. By implementing this enlightened giving practice every single day, the most enlightened state will eventually find you. It will grow naturally within you. And this is by far the greatest gift you could ever give yourself. This is not an exercise in pumping up your ego's muscle. It's not about creating feelings of superiority or the need to feel special. It's much easier than that. This life is a big let go. It's about finding the most enjoyable, easiest, enlightened approach, which ultimately is about abiding in that which is beyond the mind. So our thoughts and feelings are the superhighways that will take us home, yet they can also cause a traffic jam if you don't know who's driving. The light of pure awareness itself is that which shines forever, lighting your path every single day. It is the fuel behind each and every experience. Don't pay attention to the mind. It is your servant here to serve you. If you always have to work at getting rid of thoughts which are negative, burdensome, tiresome, and heavy, it'll wear you out. And just rest in the source of pure awareness. 21st century are not those who cannot read nor write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. Alvin Toffler. Naturally, your innermost nature is already awake, bright and free. Natural state of being. You are already enlightened. This enlightened nature becomes more evident the more you practice giving it away. Higher consciousness begets more consciousness and increases the tendency to generate more love, generosity, and kindness. And you'll soon find that everyone starts giving everything they can to give you. The more we enjoy giving freely to others, the more others freely desire to us something back from the same liberating place. It is the path of enlightened reciprocation. And as long as we all are still alive on this planet, we have an infinite supply of love to give away. Now, we might as well give it and enjoy the kickbacks. Let yourself relish in the feeling of letting go and letting the love flow. Do what makes you feel good inside at the core. That opens up this goodness within you. Make it your mission to do one random conscious act of kindness every single day. Doesn't have to be huge. Doesn't need to cost anything. The one thing this one thing will be a primer, a catalyst that will create many miracles in your life. If your mind should get stuck and keep thinking all night about what you should be getting back in return, just acknowledge the mind, give it a morsel of love, and know who is truly in charge. Ego or love? Let the ego know it is taken care of by the universe so it can relax, let go, and trust in the future. This one enlightened message will provide more long-term joy than you can imagine. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted, and I'm sure we all are, and the first thing that we care to do is relax our bodies, head to toe, inside and out. Only you know where you keep your tension, frustration, fears, anxieties. Let them go. They do not serve you a greater good at all. They serve the ego, and they serve the mind. Let them go. They'll fall away. And whenever you're talking with your ego, make sure the ego knows that the universe has the ego in its arms forever. That it is always protected, and it is always loved. The same with your mind. This will move them into subservience, rather than trying to helter-skelter manage and supervise you. So as the body relaxes from head to toe, you release, let go. You have no expectations, and you have no attachments. The body will respond. Shoulders will drop. The bunching of nerves and stress throughout your body will fall away. And then you'll move into the now. And the now is all we have. Future hasn't been created, and the past is gone. We've already experienced the past. At one time it was in the now, moment to moment, but it is gone. Some of us don't know that, so we spend so much in the past that we drag the past into a future that doesn't exist, create that past, create that future from that past, relive that past and that future. Or we either jump from the past to the future and always over the now and never in the now. Always in the future or the past, but never in the now. That again is the ego and the mind. We're not blaming anything here. We're acknowledging the fact of who's serving who. And it is each of our choices to change that path. So what does the now do? It stills our minds and egos. Stills them. They become quiet, passive. as we relax the body, move into the now, and still the mind, how do we stay in the now? Our breath, which is many of us take for granted. Our breath is divine positive energy because it sustains the body that holds the kingdom of God. So, when you focus on your breath, you are in the now, moment to moment, the space between heartbeats. And that's where we create our future in the now. So we take our divine positive energy, our breath, and as we take it in through the nose, easy, we merge it with the God force, light, love energy. And this is our chi, our prana. And we move them effortlessly through 7 energy vortexes, wheels of light, through the center of our bodies, all in different colors, all with different flowers, all with different geometrical shapes. And we watch through our heart-mind's motion picture as we move these energies, through the root chakra, the Muladhara, the red wheel of light. These are the bridges of spirituality and physicality, back and forth. So the Muladhara, career, money, mindset, sense of belonging. This is our root chakra, represents our foundation and feeling of being in the now. This is based in the spine, the tailbone area, emotional issues, survival issues such as financial independence, money and food, physical association, spine, rectum, legs, arms, circulatory system. And then we move to the orange wheel of light, the sacral chakra, the Vadhisthana, sexuality and pleasure. Our connection and ability to accept others and new experiences. It's in our lower abdomen, about 2 inches below the navel and 2 inches in. Emotional issues, sense of abundance, well-being, pleasure, sexuality, physical association, reproductive organs, kidneys, bowels, immune system. Then we move to the solar plexus chakra, the golden yellow wheel of light, the Manipura, personal power and ability to channel. It's our ability to be confident in the flow of our lives. It's in the upper abdomen and the stomach area. It's emotional issues or self-worth, self-confidence, self-esteem. Physical associations, central nervous system, pancreas, liver, digestive tract, skin. Then we move to the emerald green wheel of light, the heart chakra, the Anahata. Love, relationships, and self-acceptance. It's our ability to love. How can you love anything if you don't love you deeply from the heart-mind? Location is the center of the chest, just above the heart. Emotional issues, love, joy, inner peace. If you don't discover your inner peace, your love, your joy, how are you going to discover it outside of yourself? How are you going to give it to others? Physical association, heart, thymus, lower lungs, circulatory system, immune system. Then we move to the blue wheel of light, the throat chakra, the Vishuddha, self-expression. It's our ability to communicate in our throat. Emotional issues, communication, self-expression of feelings, the truth. Physical associations, thyroid, respiratory system, teeth and vocal cords. Then we move to the indigo wheel of light, the third eye chakra, the Ajna. Intuition, sense of purpose, direction in this life. Our ability to focus on and see the big picture. Some of us will see the trees through the forest, or the forest through the trees. Some of us will see both. Some of us will see neither. None of it. Third eye chakra is at the forehead between the eyes, also called the brow chakra. Emotional issues, intuition, imagination, wisdom, ability to think and make decisions, physical association, pituitary gland, eyes and sinuses. And then Move to the crown chakra, the violet wheel of light, the Sahasrara. Connection to the divine. The highest chakra represents our ability to be fully connected spiritually. It's the very top of our heads. Emotional issues are inner and outer beauty, how we perceive ourselves, our connection to spirituality and pure bliss, our connection to the God within us, the pure consciousness, physical association, pineal gland, brain, and nervous system. So we bring this omnipotently powerful energies, divine positive energy, God force, life, light, love energy, all together, top of our heads, and we hold it briefly. I am light, I am love, I am. And in that brief moment, we compress and condense it into pure liquid energy. And we release it over our pineal gland. Our pineal gland is very important to us while we're in these bodies. It is the gateway to all the particles of existence. It's the gateway to the God, the pure consciousness, and beyond. You can view it through your heart, mind's motion pictures any way you choose. I see it as a green ball, a rosebud. And when I pour this liquid energy over it, it explodes into a fully blossomed, beautiful, multicolored, petaled rose with a phenomenal fragrance that sends out waves of pure bliss. And it melts all of the locks, all of the gates. It vaporizes all of it, and all is there, all at once. Everything and everything, nothing and nothing, all together. And we are there in all of it. We're also consciously aware that we are of and from the highest and deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest and deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. To focus on this, the deep eternal love and the deep eternal gratitude, will completely set you free. Completely, eternally. Through the heart mind. We're also merged. Our heart minds, our higher selves, our spirits, our souls, our God, our pure consciousness, the body, all one. So we're heaven on earth. And every step we take on this planet Earth, Gaia Arya, we create paradise through the heart mind. Without expectations or attachments. We have others with us. We have the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes. We have the ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Sananda Jesus, El Moria, Abundancia, Pel, Thoth, Yahweh, Yeshua, many, many, many more. Only the and their vibrational frequency, ours, the archangels, the cherubim, seraphim, archetypes, all consciously aware that we are of and from the highest, of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest, of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. The archangels are a civilization that vibrated at a different frequency than we do. Now, we don't see them like we see each other, but we do meet with them. We do interact with them more than you're aware. And every time you do, you don't know it at the time, so to speak, but you sure as heck do afterwards. And it is always a piece of bliss. It is an enlightening feeling. Now, thousands can surround any one of us at any one time. Because of their vibrational frequency, they can have a large number in a small area. And that is a piece of bliss. Ascended masters are those who have mastered ascension in and out of body and who hold pure consciousness God form. Pure consciousness God form. We are those who are mastering physical form in joy and deep gratitude. And we create our experiences so that we can perfect our creation. we're compelled to ask out and invite all of the other aspects and facets of ourselves throughout all existence and beyond. So we call out, reach out to all of the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest, the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest, the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation, in the forming of the circle of light. They come in the gugaplexes. One gugaplex fills this entire universe. They come in trillions of gugaplexes from every direction. They are with us now. We call upon all the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, beneath earth, all of these civilizations and species. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest, the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest, the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation, in the forming of this circle of light. And they come in the billions, and they are with us now. We call upon all the off-worlders, all the galactics, all the celestials, only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest, the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest, the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation, in the forming of this circle of light. And those that we're barely familiar with are but a handful. Over 1,000 travel through this solar system every day, and trillions travel throughout the universe every day. The ones that we're somewhat familiar with includes all the levels, species of the civilization. Also includes the good, the bad, the ugly. Understand that the vibrational frequency, if you're in lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies, you cannot participate in the high vibrational frequency. So therefore, only those who are of the highest vibrational frequency of deep eternal love and gratitude can be with us in this meditation, in the liberation of this planet. So we have the Pleiadians, the Sirians, the Andromedans, the Arcturians, the Zeta Reticuli, the Feline, the Greys, the Nords, the Draco, the Reptilian, the Golden Pyramid, the Avian, many, many, many more. And they come in the billions. And they're with us now. And they've been assisting us in our evolution, our enlightenment, our ascension, freeing us from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. We call upon all of our loved ones, all of those who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest, the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest, the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, the forming of this circle of light. And they come in the billions, and they are with us now. We call upon all the light energy beings who have decided to be housed in the following forms on and above and below this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now, and this meditation, and the forming of the circle of light. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest, of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest, of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, the forming of this circle of light, and the liberation of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya. Now, we're only familiar with a handful of them as well. They come in the trillions, color, shapes, sizes, forms, configurations, of which many we have never seen before. The ones that we are somewhat familiar with are the fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, The mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, the minotaur, and many, many, many more. They come in the trillions, and they are with us now. We are all gathered, arm in arm, hand in hand. All of our gods are one. We're in full compassion, non-negativity, non-ego, non-judgment, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, and abundance. And we're all one. And we're all God, pure consciousness. And we're all love. And our God light, life force energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. We all form a massive circle of light. This is the high vibrational frequency within our core being, our core existence, the pure consciousness, the God, the deep eternal love. It is so brilliant that it grays out the darkness of space. It would take 1,000 billion suns in this solar system to even come close to its radiance. And starting from the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, in this meditation, we begin to ascend above the planet, levitate ourselves, and as we do this, we're met with a massive gossamer field of trillions of vibrant light reflections of little mirrors reflecting all of us gathered in this meditation. All facets, all aspects, flashing everywhere. All with deep eternal love and pure deep eternal gratitude. And as we see, it is an ocean. It is everywhere. And we're immediately met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column that reminds each and every one of us that we are the power of healing. We're then met with the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is a column that reminds each and every one of us that we, of the omnipotent power, strength, and resolve that we are. We are then met with the white fire. This is a column that reminds each and every one of us that we are imbued from head to toe eternally, perpetually, 24/7, with a life, God, force, love, energy, the highest of the highest high vibrational frequencies that is impenetrable from any external power, force, anything. Cannot be affected, cannot be harmed. We are protected 24/7. But only you have the power that if you choose, whether consciously or unconsciously, to lower your vibrational frequencies low enough, you will create a breach in your white fire armor, enough so that the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies can come flooding in. If you do decide to do this, this is generated, perpetuated by hate, anger, deceit, greed, manipulation, fear. Then you're met with the purple transmuting flame. This column reminds all of us that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute all these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutralized substance. We can send them to pure consciousness where they are vaporized and no more. We are then met with the violet ray. This is a column that reminds us all that we can bring in the violet ray right after the purple transmuting flame. We can purify, cleanse, and harmonize where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies were, sealing the breach in our armor, restoring our highest of highest high vibrational frequencies of deep eternal love. We are then met with the golden white pink light. This is a column that reminds us all that we are the sunsets, the sunrises. We are the rain. We are the rainbows. We are the sunlight, and we are the sun. We are all the waters, the lakes, the rivers, the streams, the oceans, the creeks, the brooks. We are the soils. We are the earth, the trees, the forests, the sky, the clouds, the animals. We are everything. Now, some of us, as we continue to ascend above the planet, step outside our physical forms and float effortlessly above them. As we do this, we come across this massive crystalline-like tower which we've created. It's larger than the solar system, so it is really effortless to gaze upon the center of the column where we see an oblong sphere, and the oblong sphere has in the center of it a beautiful golden white light. It's like sparkling, and it's sending out warm waves of mist and deep, eternal love, saturating us inside and out, head to toe. Surrounding it are other bands of beautiful, vibrant lights, all sending out different mist waves, warm mist waves, saturating our bodies in gratitude, in gentleness, in kindness, in generosity, in humbleness, in bliss, in joy, and peace, in tranquility, and benevolence, flooding us eternally. The top of it, we designed it so that the golden ocean can come cascading down 360 degrees perpetually and eternally, and it is everywhere. All life, the highest supreme value in the universe, inside and out, head to toe. All of our brothers and sisters of this planet, the entire surface population, on it, in it, above and below it, are being continually flooded with this golden shimmering ocean of pure, deep, eternal love, lifting the vibrational frequencies beyond compare of any before it. Each of us are drops of this golden ocean, and we each contain the essence of that ocean. The ocean is the drops, and the drops are the ocean, and there is no separation. We gaze upon our meditative sphere at Set's center circle. We created this sphere almost 3 years ago. It holds well over 1,000 of our meditations in perpetual motion, all with the highest intent, all with no expectations and no attachments, all with deep, pure, eternal love. And it's flooding us all every day, 24/7. With all of the beautiful intent from all of us, off-world, on-world, in-world, above-world, below-world, all existence, all gathered here in the highest of vibrational frequencies for the liberation of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now, in this meditation, this circle of light. This is why our meditative sphere can be seen, heard, and felt, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever, and it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. The highest reward for any of us for an act of kindness is not what we get by doing it, but what we become by doing it. I'll join you in the meditation and return to close us out. Take an easy breath in through the nose. An easy breath out through the mouth. Move slowly. The challenge with all of this is to be patient on this journey, for the ego is very impatient and will try to rush you. It will try to manipulate you to think that the other must give something back. And the fearful ego is always in the back row, secretly in gear, trying desperately to avoid the experience of being hurt, taken advantage of, stepped on, or live in poverty. The ego does not want to lose control on any level. It does not know the joy of surrendering to the divine. And the greatest lesson here is to acknowledge that you are already abundant from the heart mind. The kingdom of love is within, and your soul is eternal. You are already divine. You simply haven't practiced feeling it. Yes. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, and into the following morning. And we will return here November 10th, Tuesday, 2020, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call.